evening, everyone. Welcome to Ham Radio Basics Live, Season 2, Episode 1, this week in Ham Radio 1/17/2024. Want to welcome Coolies here and Chris Radio and Life. Thanks, guys, for stopping by tonight, and it's great to be back. And I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me. My wife and I really got hit with a 2x4 over Christmas. It started out with a cold for my wife. Christmas Day, I ended up having to go to the emergency room with high fever. Sergeant Rock, great seeing you. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Fever, uncontrollable coughing. It was ridiculous. We've only gotten, and then after that, my wife ended up getting, because of her getting the flu, it caused her to get vertigo and had to go back to the ER again. So it was, it's been a real trip, and it's been about 3 weeks. Finally, I had a telemed appointment with my PA, and she prescribed prednisone, an antibiotic, and codeine cough medicine, and that did the trick. And so finally, I'm back to where in the land of the living. I had my on my drone channel, had my show last night, and it's great to be back. Let me tell you that. I'm thrilled to be back here. I'm glad you guys were hanging in there with me. I do have content coming up. I'm going to be filming it this weekend. I'm looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to just normal. Normal is absolutely great. Well, Chris, I'm going to go ahead and show that to you right now. So hang on a second here. Now, this happened on a day. Actually, I was feeling pretty good that day and went to the dealership and picked up a new Tundra 2024 Tundra 4x4 limited hybrid. And it's my first hybrid that I've ever had. And it's different starting it up because there's really kind of not a lot of noise when you start it up. But one of the things that they did add to it, which was real interesting, is a artificial V8 sound. But it's done on purpose, so you know that it's actually running. I could not be more pleased with it. It has an outstanding acceleration. It's solid. It's well built. The hybrid has more torque on it than the gasoline engine, and that's great if I ever decide to pull something, which I probably won't do. But all in all, I'm tickled with that. I actually got some good step rails here, actually, that are functional and not what they call the ankle breakers that are right under the doors. This is a full one, and it's a rough surface on purpose so you don't slip on it. So, but all in all, it's absolutely fantastic. It has cameras all over the place. It has a camera up on top, so I have a rear view from here, from the tailgate, from the front, from both sides of the camera, other side of the camera, and up above you. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And what's nice is they have Android Auto is included with that, so I can use Google Maps instead of the maps that Toyota used to use, which were absolute pure garbage. So, but all in all, I am thrilled to death. I am very pleased with it. Looking forward to getting a lot of safe miles out of it, and eventually getting a radio in it. And just to let you know, I have started a new channel, and it's called Tundra Nation Basics. And I'll drop the information down in the links below, so you guys can check that out. The YouTube channel is going to start up probably within the next week or two. I'm busy getting a logo design, but Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook group and Facebook page are active, so you guys are welcome to go out there and check that out. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. We're going to look at accessories. We're going to look at tips and tricks, any recalls or information that you need to know on that. Just looking at the whole all ownership of the third generation Tundra, which is, I'm just having an absolute thrill and a blast. The only thing that's negative, if I even want to call it a negative, is I can't park it in the garage. I'm about 6 inches too short from being able to do that. And it's a short bed. It's a 5.5 bed, not a 6.5 bed. So that's all. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So got quite a bit to talk about tonight. And the first thing that I want to talk about was a new radio has made its appearance, and it's really thanks, Chris. I couldn't be more thrilled with it. Absolutely could not be more thrilled with it. Okay, um, just the other day, I don't know if you guys follow Julian or not. He's an expatriate, that American that lives over in Finland. Um, he put out an article, and he's also done a video. Apparently, Lab 599, who makes the Lab 599 TX, they have a new radio. It's a man portable. It's a Lab 599 TX 500 MP, and he has a lot of questions. There's a lot of unknowns about this radio. Apparently, it does look like there's a built-in tuner with this, and that was a big complaint on the Lab 599 radio. Doesn't have a tuner, battery pack. You have to add a lot onto that. So, it's a radio that you have to work at to get ready for. Um, some of his questions were: is this radio is designed to use on the go? Will there be a remote control interface or smart microphone frequency display to control the radio without removing it from the rucksack? How water resistant is it? Why no internal audio interface and cat control over a single USB-C cable? Does the TX500MP utilize BP500 battery used on the TX500? Will the internal antenna tuner auto trigger tuning, or is the tuning process manual? The antenna port appears to be a TNC or N type connector. Will there be a BNC or other connector option? Radio appears to lack VFO knobs. I understand this is done to prevent breaking them off during extreme operations. Are the up-down arrows on the front of the rig able to control the plus minus frequency changes in VFO mode? Will there be any frequency control on the microphone? Is there any plan for rig control via app? And like you said, there's not a lot of information on there. And again, if you follow Julian, he is great in terms of survival and uh, uh, alternate power sources for ham radios. He does a lot of outdoor activity, and I highly suggest, if you haven't subscribed to him, that you get out there and do that. Yeah, it's a yeah, Chris. It's a real intriguing looking kind of radio, and I'm very interested to see how this pans out. There is no information on Lab 599 site, other than the pictures that you saw right there. So, and from what you can gather to it, kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the old Radio Shack radios back in the day. So we'll see. I'm going to keep track of this, and as soon as we get some more information on that, I'll definitely share that with you guys. But that kind of jumped out at me. I was real curious about that. And then as a side note, and I don't have any pictures on that, there's still no information about the Zygu X6200, the successor to the 6100, and I'm not real thrilled. Yeah, Sergeant Rock, he is a great guy. I like Julian, absolutely great. I've chatted with him several times. Fantastic guy, really knows his stuff. Very detailed, very thorough. He's a great guy to follow. A lot of very useful information, especially on alternate power sources. He's probably, I would say, one of, if not the best. So, um, thank you, Cooley. I appreciate that. I'm also planning on what kind of radio I'm going to put in there too. I'm still way up in the air on that. I was thinking of 7100, but I'm not sure. Um, you know, because it has not only HF but UHF, VHF on there. So we'll see. I'm still up in the air on that. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, yeah. That Lab 599, Chris. Yeah, I'm not sold on that. Somebody did a survey on that recently. I was out, and it right as far as QRP radios are concerned, it was down on the bottom of the list. It went lower than the 6100. I mean, even if you look at the 6100 and all its heat sink issues and everything with that, it still came above Lab 599. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, good to see you, Mike. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Yeah, and thank you. Appreciate that. Um, it feels good to be back in the land of the living. Let me tell you, this stuff that we got, both my wife and I, it was absolutely no picnic. Um, oh, and it reminds me too, coming up, and we're less than a month away. is Hamcation over in Orlando. Um, we have reservations, and I already have a media pass. We're kind of on the fence, depending upon our health and making sure we don't want to get anything again because I was flat on my back on Christmas Day, 102.5 fever, coughing to beat the band. It was no fun. We had to cancel plans. We had reservations at a wonderful restaurant here in the area, and it with my daughter and son-in-law and my mother-in-law, and we had to cancel all that, and it was not pretty. It really wasn't. So, but yeah, Hamcation is coming up. That's going to be right second week of February. We have reservations over there. We have reservations at a hotel as well too. So we're going to kind of play it by ear, see how we're feeling. We're going to stay overnight, a couple of nights there at a nice motel. In a point of reference for you guys, if you're not familiar with the area, if you're looking for a hotel, go to the ones that are recommended on Hamcation's site. We're staying at a Drury Inns and Suites. It's probably about 10 miles away because the hotels up around that area, that's the fairgrounds and campgrounds. While it's an okay area to visit during the day, you probably don't want to be there around at nighttime. And you probably, they recommended Drury was one of the ones that they highly recommended. So we got reservations there. So if you're looking to get reservations for that, but yeah, that's coming up. That's real fast. So, you know, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get to it. I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to get to that. So, all right, I'm going to share some updates from my Twitter feed. I think you guys have really enjoyed that. So let's just go ahead and jump into that right now. Let's see here. All right. As you guys know, I absolutely love seeing what some of these guys are doing with their shacks. I get a big kick out of that. So I like to post that. Here's another one here too. These guys, a shack is something. There's no right shack. There's no wrong shack. It's how I look at it. It's what works for you. And some are extremely neat, organized, and just incredibly easy to use. And that's one of the things that I like I said, I kind of like seeing that. Now, this is real interesting right here. This gentleman put together a video.
Good
I'm
morning.
not going to play it. He uses the Yaesu ATAS 120A portable. It's meant for use on a vehicle. It has that automatic built-in tuner in it, and he did a video on this, and it's very interesting to see the results that he got. I won't spoil the video, but I would definitely go ahead out there and watch that if you get a few minutes. It's very interesting the results that he got from this. You can see Morse code, the original social network here. Okay. Our good friend Michael Martins, he did a outstanding video on a new antenna that Chameleon came out with, a PRV vertical antenna kit. And I would definitely recommend that you check out Michael's video. He did a fantastic job on that. And also, here's the kit itself. Here's all that you get with it. Now, of course, it is expensive. It's Chameleon, so it's not going to run cheap. But this is the kit. You can see right here. There's a clamp, so you can go ahead and mount the antenna. Say you're doing POTA and there's picnic tables around, or some other kind of tables. You can mount that clamp on there to do that. There's a ground spike here with this as well too, and you can tell there's a you extend and extend the main portion of the antenna right there. You can see there's radials right here as well too, and the coax with it. So he had great results with it. I definitely encourage you to watch the video. Um, oh, okay, Mike. Okay. Well, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do that. You all know what happened to me with Hamvention, breaking my hand 3 days before we were supposed to go up there. So yeah, that was not fun. So yeah, Ricey, thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, this is definitely on my list of items to get. My Chameleon, my MPass 2.0 is absolutely fantastic. Actually, I have a video coming up on. They made a new case for Chameleon did. I purchased that, and it's specifically for use with the MPass 2.0, and it says it will fit everything in there because the case that they give you, while it's real nice, it doesn't fit everything in there. Um, I'm looking forward to that, and that video should be coming up shortly here. Um, Looks like this gentleman here, he got two new portable Yaesus mobiles, and he's using them inside. I just thought this meme was hilariously funny. If the Titanic had sunk today, everybody with their smartphones taking pictures of it outside. This one, I just absolutely love this. For an additional $295, we'll provide a receipt that matches what you told your spouse you paid. I mean, it just that is just perfect for ham radio operators. Oh my gosh, that is just absolutely fantastic. All right, here. This is definitely on my wish list. The 7 meter fiberglass pole eyelet version from Spider Beam. Um, Spider Beam 12-meter pole is one of the best investments you can make. Walt opens up so many more possibilities. Yeah, it's just something that's definitely on my list as well too. And you can see it has that wonderful eyelet. So smart. The engineering is just so smart to go ahead and you can see right here. There's that eyelet right there to put your line right there. I mean, it makes it so stinking easy to use these things, and I love that. But again, yeah, there's the old thing about money. I spent some serious coin when I got my truck, and I'm going to try to need to recover from that. But and somebody is studying for their extra right here. They posted a manual. See, we had it was somebody our local meteorologist posted Edmonton, Alberta was minus 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Just no, thank you. And I get a big kick out of looking at some of these old ham radio pictures. Field tested VP2E antenna. And then this was a good article here by Minnesota Ham Radio, declining amateur radio operators. What happened and how do we reverse the trend? This is an excellent article, and I highly suggest that you guys go ahead and take a look at that if you can. Um, as being a content creator, you do need equipment to run your channel. And now I have this is DJI came out with a new mic setup, a remote wireless microphone. I have the original right here, and let's see if it'll light up. Yeah, it'll light up here. Here you go. This is the original one. This thing works absolutely stellar. And I have the DJI Pocket 3, their new camera, and it has the version of this wireless mic in it, and it works absolutely fantastic. So more power to the people that get that. I think it has 32-bit and it has a longer battery life with this. But this thing will last a whole day. Like if I go to Hamcation and I have it out there the whole day, the mic will last the whole day. There won't be any problem with batteries on it, and it records hours and hours and hours worth of stuff. So these things are absolutely fantastic. This has dropped down in price considerably. The DJI Mic 1. So if you're looking for something like this, I would highly recommend the Mic 1. They did a great job on that, and it's out for sale on Amazon. Okay. Kind of lost the place there. Let's get back to it. I got a big kick out of this. This is studying for the amateur extra in 1971. You had to know all this information. I don't know if I could have passed. Okay, my amateur extra back in 1971. I'll tell you that right now. Well, of course, you had to know Morse, and part of that Morse you had to do perfectly. And again, I feel very fortunate that I'm a ham radio licensed ham radio today in the 2000s versus the 1970s. So this is another shack setup, and again, I love seeing these pictures of the shack setups, and a lot of these guys are very creative, very organized. Just they do an incredible job, and it looks great. Yeah, Mike, you do fantastic with your antennas, and I think that's the reason. That's one of the reasons that drew me to your channel is all your POTA activations that you do out there, and you do a great job with that. And the other thing I really like is you get your sons involved, and I that's two thumbs way up on that, my friend. That is absolutely fantastic here. You see, I had an advertise. I had my drone show was on last night. I had my first full drone show. This is a video out there for Julian at a company's that talks about the Lab 599 out there. Well, Chris, I'm still trying to figure mine out too. So don't feel bad. Anytime I do HF, I gotta set up my antenna. So because I'm HOA, but I'm thinking I'm getting close to coming up with some semi type of a permanent solution. Mike did a great video right here. Highly recommend that you guys check this out. Off center fed dipole for 10 bands, and Mike, you just have a lot of fun out there, and you know what? If you're not having fun with ham radio, you have the wrong hobby, okay? Because it is a lot of fun, and the different modes. I won't spoil the video, but Mike does a great job here, and you definitely want to go ahead and check that out here. Josh did a great video.
I got a fantastic
and it's ham versus GMRS versus CB versus mirrors versus FRS. And because somebody asked him to do that. So he put together this great video, and that's another one I highly recommend that you guys definitely want to check that out. Now, this is real interesting right here. This ham radio, this family, look at all the hams in this family. Wife, son, daughter, son, daughter, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, niece, nephew, niece, nephew, niece, brother-in-law, nephew, niece, brother-in-law. Okay, all of them are ham radios in this one family. Licensed ham radio operators. That's just absolutely fantastic. Okay, Jason did a outstanding video today on the best HF radios for 2024. He said 7, but there's really 8 that he goes over there, and just an absolute.
It's 2024, and what is the best?
Absolutely fantastic job on this. So I highly recommend that you guys watch this. And there's really no surprises here. I don't think any of you will be surprised in any of these, and they're all great radios. That's just they're all great radios. But I love Jason. He gets some great lists together, and he really did a good job. Well, Chris, this is I highly recommend that you watch Jason's video. Okay, now these are HF radios that are $2,000 and under. My go-to HF radio is a ICOM IC 7300. You can get them right now with rebate just a tad. Excuse me. You can get them for just a tad under $1,000. But those radios do so much. They have probably one of the best waterfall displays out there. They're not Yaesu. And when I say they're not Yaesu, not knocking Yaesu, but it takes a while to learn the menu system with the Yaesu. The ICOM menu system is very intuitive. It's very straightforward. It's easy to use. The other thing with the 7300, as Jason pointed out in his video today, is that with that, you can pre-record, say you're doing a parks activation, you can record CQ. This is Kilo Whiskey 4 Quebec Oscar a park, and then list the park name, and just record that and just hit that button every time. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. So you don't have to keep repeating that, and that's just one of the other great functions of that radio, and everything's built into it. Yes, that's a great point, Mike. That is a great point. Just remember, your first radio won't be your last radio. And if you're budget conscious, Chris, one of the radios that Jason recommends is the Xiegu G90. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but it's under $500. It's only 20 watts. It's not 100 watts. But I know if you guys watch Walt, Salty Walt, he uses that radio a lot, and he makes a lot of great contacts with it. So there's some recommendations. But watch Jason's video, Chris, if you get a chance. He did a great job on that, and has some great recommendations. I love this meme right here. Bones, how are the HF bands today? They're dead, Jim. And of course, my buddy Mike did a great video, and this is great. There are so many, Bob with HOA Ham, he does a fantastic job on antennas and everything regarding if you're living in an HOA. But Mike did a great job on this video too. Damn the HOA, try the stealth antenna setup instead. Highly recommend you watch this video if you're looking to do something like that. It's given me some ideas. Mike does a great job on this. Mike always does a great job. And I'm hopeful, like I said, I can hardly wait. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get to Hamcation, because I know Mike will be there. Jason will be there. Josh will be there. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of the guys out there. So, and then here's the promo for tonight's show. And then a new video came out from Michael today. Achievement unlocked, activating 5 new POTUS in one day. That's a pretty good accomplishment that Michael did here. Here's an adventuresome soul going out and doing POTA in the winter like this today. That's pretty incredible. And you can see this is a live stream. This is we're on right now on the air there. So so that's all I have for tonight. I also want to thank everybody for I'm sorry. My pneumatic arm in my chair, I keep sinking here in the chair. I want to thank everybody for participating in the holiday giveaway that we had. We had a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys for that. And I want to thank you guys for watching a lot of the replays that I did during the month of December. That actually helped me out because, especially Christmas week and afterwards, because like I said, I was in absolutely no shape. It was enough to get from sleeping, to get a shower, to go back to sitting down in the day. And this thing just really knocked both my wife and I for loops. Next year, we're getting flu shots. We're getting the RSV shots for that virus that was going around, the respiratory virus that was going around. We're going to get shingle shots. We're going to get pneumonia shots. I'm not taking any chances. No way. I'm just no way. We're done. We're absolutely done with that. Yeah, 100 watts is better, Chris, for sure. But if you use, and I think a great way to maximize your use of this is to use a really good stout antenna system, whatever you choose, something that is really gonna have a good SWR on the bands. Like I said, I use a Chameleon MPass 2.0 right now for my HF and QRP, and it does fantastic. Let me put it to you this way, okay? I was on QRP on my 705 from my yard, okay, and I was doing 10 watts. I hit Arizona I had a guy in Arizona. It was my first contact on the 705. Hit a guy in Arizona. I had no problems with that with 10 watts, and I was using a Chameleon MPass 2.0. I only have one radial on it. I didn't get the extra radials on it, and it did fantastic. I have great SWR on it. Works like a champ. I have 50 foot of coax that I run into the house when I do that. So there's a good example for you. Oh, Sergeant Rugg, more power to you, my friend. Oh my gosh, winter field day and 20-degree temperatures outside in a tent with alternate power. Wow, wow. Well, it is fun. If I take that back because most of you guys know I was born and raised up north. I lived there all my life till I moved to Florida about 13, 14 years ago, and the cold in and of itself really doesn't bother me. It's when it gets windy and it cuts to the bone. I could actually handle something like that for a little bit. So that's real interesting. That would be very interesting to see that. I'd love to see if some of these guys would go out there and do some winter field day activations out there where it's really winter, not like it is down here in Florida. By the way, the weather here in Florida, it has been absolutely Mike. It's a great Mike. Thanks so much for stopping by. Good to see you here tonight. Gonna get you back on the show sometime soon. So that's where it's at. But that's all I got for tonight. Again, a reminder: Hamcation is coming up. That's coming up very shortly. I'm probably gonna do a preview show for that. Maybe get connected, get a couple guys on the air who are going, and we can do some talking about that. But looking forward to a great year this year. I want to thank all you guys for stopping by tonight. Oh, you have a North? Okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah, that is just you need one of those if you're gonna be doing that, Sergeant Rock. I agree 100%. So, but yeah, I want to thank you guys for stopping by tonight. It's so much fun being back. It was so much fun being on here. You guys are so great in the chat. I really enjoyed that. Really kind of pumps me up, gives me some energy. Again, I have several videos coming out. I have one on a case for the Impasse 2.0 from Chameleon, which is good. I have my a go bag for my IC 705. That's coming up. And also I'm going to go over my gift for Christmas. I got a shortwave radio. I got a Texsun PL 990. I'm going to do an unboxing on that and a setup, and then get going on that. It's one of, if not the best, shortwave radios out there. I'm looking forward to firing it up. I remember as a kid and going out there with one of my realistic radios that I got from Radio Shack for my birthday, 910 bands out in the backyard in the summertime, listening to shortwave. It was an absolute blast. That's where I first fell in love with shortwave radio and of course, SSB. So guys, thanks so much for stopping by tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping in the description and also in the chat, or not in the chat, but also in the comments, links to my Tundra Nation's Basic channel. That's going to be kicking up, I would say, probably within the next week or two. I'm waiting on getting the logo done for that. But I do have the Facebook group, the Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can go take a look at some things out there. So highly encourage you guys to subscribe to that. We're going to have a lot of fun out there. Like I said, I'll probably do maybe a once a month live stream on that. Doing every week with that probably isn't real conducive, but we're going to have a lot of fun out there. You're going to see a lot of things. I'm going to mount my action cams inside there. We're going to take some trips in there and show you some things and just have a lot of fun. So guys, thanks so much for stopping by tonight. As always, it's a great day to make a QSO. 7-3s, everybody. Take care.